Hello everybody, welcome back to McNutter Butters. I'm sorry it's been a minute. It's been quite a minute. Life has happened. And yeah, this channel just was not my top priority. But if you clicked on this video, you know, the title is Humility. I would do when I would get some spiritual help or would find a study that I really enjoyed, I would share. And that's what this video is all about, is me sharing. If you're up to date on the video, it is right in the middle of all this coronavirus stuff. If it's later, we're in the middle of the coronavirus stuff. And we had church tonight. We had to divide because, you know, the stuff and the high numbers. And I do believe I have little people who are supposed to be asleep trying to come in here. But I just want to tell you where I'm at as I get into this. I've quit homeschooling again. And I know what probably like over half of y'all, if you know my story, are thinking, again? Really? Again? And yes, again, I am a woman and I reserve the right to change my mind as often as I want. Because I am a woman. That's how we roll. But no, and the reason for that being is because I noticed that there was just some things that I could not facilitate for my kids. Like consistent peer group time. And I know it's such a cliche to be like, how are you going to socialize your kids? But that's not the point to this video. I might get into that a little later. But either way, the point is I was at my max. And that was one area that our family was failing in. We had friends, of course, but it just didn't seem to be enough for her. And yeah, so I made decisions. But in that, I have been struggling a lot. She had been a month in the private school that I graduated from, private Christian school. And that's where we're at right now, a month. And this past week, I started struggling and was like, okay, I'm going to need God. I'm going to need the Lord. He's given me strength to get through so many things. My mama's heart was starting to hurt, and I was starting to see her struggle in a few things, and that just, I was like, oh my goodness, I want to get in and take control and take it all from her and, you know, go back to our homeschool. And I'm like, no, can't do that. We made this decision. We got to hold to it. And then the coronavirus happens, and the private school is like, not completely shut down. Like, they've worked out a schedule, and, you know, she can come one day a week with a very tiny group of kids just to get like her testing done and get stuff scored and all that. They do ACE, if you're familiar with that. And it was like teasing me. I was like, okay, so I'm homeschooling kind of a little bit, but not in the way that I'm used to. And I was feeling a lot of pride and control and lack of contentment, and then worrying about all this corona stuff, and was not in a mindset that and in a place where God wanted me. We go to church tonight, and he starts off reading 2 Chronicles 7:14, which says, if my people, I'm looking over here, sorry. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. And I'm like, so cliche. We've all read this scripture 1,000 times on Facebook, but then started breaking some stuff down, and God started just hitting my heart. He said that humble means modest without an excess of pride. And I'm like, okay, you got my attention, Lord. Talk to me. And, you know, then went on and he read 1 Peter 5:10, which says, "But the God of all grace, who hath called us unto his eternal glory by Christ Jesus, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you." And I was just like, okay, so we got 4 requirements and 4 promises. That's what he brought out. And while he's preaching, I don't know if it's ADD or what, but I wander up the scriptures a little bit. And in 1 Peter 5, verse 5, it says, "Likewise ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility, for God resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble." Hello, Jesus. And part of how we ended up coming to leaving homeschooling and going to the private school was sitting down with our elders and being like, this is where we're at. This is how we're struggling. What should we do? What could we do? And we followed their leadership in that. And, here I am in the midst of it, and I'm not trusting their leadership. I'm like, man, I don't like how this is going. I don't like how that's going. And this ain't the way I want it. And my word for the year, everybody has their word for year. There's Billy. Is selflessness. I have been trying to learn how to be selfless and not focus on me, but focus on others and what I can do for them. And I'm over here not being selfless, but I'm being very selfish and being prideful and being stubborn and not being humble at all, not wanting to follow my leaders and where they're at. And I'm just like, my Lord, I'll have to tell y'all about it sometime, but my Lord has brought me through a journey before on how to learn how to be subject to my husband in that godly submission, and that was a challenge for me. And I'm like, Lord, you're gonna have to show me, you're gonna have to lead me and guide me in how to be submissive to elders in my church, elders in my child's school, that I have, it says be subject one to another. They're subject to what they're subject to. I'm not the only one having difficulties in the coronavirus. I'm not the only one that has difficulties in changes of season. Tons of people are going through it. And I have got to submit to that change that God has put me through. God has put me in this change, has put me in this season, and I have to be in submission to Him, to my husband, and to others that are involved. And, these elders that are making these decisions that I don't understand, or that I think are hard, or that are hurting my mama's heart, they're in it too. They're going through hard stuff too, and they're just doing what they think is best. And, oh my goodness, I hope this is helping someone other than just myself. I just wanted to share. But as you go on down through 1 Peter from 5:5 to 5:6, it says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that He may exalt you in due time." Mama hasn't given this no time. Mama has let the devil come in and torment my mind. I have not put my trust in God. And this service has rocked me a little bit, shook me a little bit in the best way. The songs lined up with trusting in God. The preaching, the teaching, the scriptures all lined up for healing my heart, teaching me a lesson in how to be humble and how to trust in God, how to trust my elders, how to realize I don't know it all, and I've got to quit being so selfish. And verse 7, 1 Peter 5:7, "Casting all your care upon Him, for He careth for you." I have been casting a lot of care on my husband. Him coming home after working all day, having troubles on his mind anyway, breaking down emotionally. I'm not going to lie. I've had an emotional breakdown 3 times this week. 3 because I'm like, I don't like how this is going and it's just stressing me out. And my husband is a man because he's a husband. But anyway, and he wants to fix things because that's how God made a man. Like, if he sees me upset, he wants to fix it. And I'm like, I don't need you to fix it. I just need you to listen. And that's not how he's wired. But it said right here in the word that you can't see, but it's there. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. That's the one that's wired for us to tell it all to. And yes, God will fix it, but also he will listen. And yeah, Mama got to calm down and trust in the Lord and not burden my husband with the craziness. But the preacher tonight brought out 4 requirements and 4 promises. From 2 Chronicles 7:14, you get your requirements. From 1 Peter 5:10, you get the promises, and they line up together. So the first one, humble yourself to be made perfect. Pray to be established. Seek God's face for strength. And turn from your wicked ways, and God will settle you. So I'm not humbling myself, so I'm not being made perfect at the moment, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try. And pray to be established. I'll be honest, in my stress, I have fallen off of praying because normally I get up early so I can pray, but I've been so stressed out. I'm like, I need to sleep. I need to sleep. I need to sleep. No, I don't need to sleep. I need to get myself up and pray so I can get established where I need to be. Seek God's face for strength. Obviously, if I'm not praying, I'm not seeking God's face and I'm not getting strength. Hello. And then number 4, turn from your wicked ways and God will settle you. I am attempted now to turn from my wicked ways of pride and discontentment and selfishness, and turn into the Facebook instead of the holy book. So we're going to turn from them wicked ways so God will settle me down. Because obviously pride and selfishness and looking at the Facebook all the time for my info and for turning my eyes to that instead of turning my eyes to where my help come from, it's not settling me. But God will. All right. So that's like the Cliff Notes version of the service we had tonight and what I'm, been going through and what I took from it. I hope it blessed y'all as much as it blessed me. I hope you were able to follow me. I'm going to try to do better with my channel. I love y'all. Have a good night. Have a good day. Whatever it is for you.